Welcome to today's video, everybody, for something that I'm really not excited about, and I've been dreading making this video, to be honest. We might have a very serious problem with the engine in the S15. I hope it's not. I hope it's just something simple and there's no big issue and we don't have to pull the engine out and do a full rebuild and refresh all over again or anything like that. But it's not looking good, and I'm gonna show you guys why. First of all, let me just start the engine so you can listen to it. Everything clear?
Yeah.
You can hear it. I don't know if this is Rodno, but it's weird. It really sounds like it's in the top of the head. It's really bizarre. I can't. It just doesn't sound like Rodnock to me.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. Now, this is where it kind of gets a bit weirder. I go through and unplug the coil packs. Now I unplug one, and it's all but gone. Like there's a tiny bit there, you can hear it. And I go and unplug two. Still there. Three. Still there. Four. Still there. You can still predominantly hear it, but one. It's like slightly there. I don't know what it is. I do not know what it is. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Anyone with a keen ear knows that that doesn't really sound like Rodnock, especially when I start to rev it up. I don't know, like I've done a compression check, I did a leak down check, everything's perfect there. Yeah. My last hope is that it is the VCT cam gear or a lifter. And to be honest, that's what it sounds like to me. Okachan listened to it as well on a video call. He says it doesn't sound like Rodnock as well. I've checked everything, like engine oil, we dumped all the oil out of the car. The oil looks pretty good. Like there is a little bit of a shimmer to it because it is a fresh engine build. It hasn't even done 1,000 kilometers yet, so that's normal. There's no obvious like bearing material in there. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. And I'm stumped. Like I've already had the valve cover off a couple times, checking over everything. Maybe I've missed something. I don't know, but today I'm gonna change to a new NVCS or VCT. In Japan it's called NVCS for Nissan's NVCS, I think I said, yeah, Nissan Variable Cam System. That's what it stands for, that's what everyone calls it here, but yeah, everywhere else in the world we call it VCT. I've got this, which is new to me. This is a relatively new NVCS cam gear. So this is gonna go on, and I'm hoping that this could have been the issue. One other thing that I did notice when I did take the valve cover off, my manual tensioner wasn't correct. It was quite loose. Now I don't know if the nut had loosened or not, which I know is an issue with these Mazwork ones. The nut is really, really small. So I'm gonna put a full size nut on that now. But the chain was pretty loose, and I'm starting to wonder if like maybe, you know, that kind of just like messed up the NVCS gear or something like that. I don't know. I'm really just I'm grabbing at straws right now. I really hope there's nothing wrong with this motor. It's gonna suck, but also at the same time, what I have to keep telling myself is I could have made a mistake. This was my very first complete engine build that I did by myself. And if I missed something, I don't think I did. Like, I had Okachan watching over my shoulder the entire time. We marked everything I tightened. I did everything to torque spec. Like, if I missed something, I missed something. It's my first engine build, mistakes happen. It's the first time I've done this. But you know, everyone always hopes and would like the idea that their first time was a success, right? So anyways, I'm leaning towards something in the head, and I'm hoping it's the MVCS gear. If it's not this, then we got to start playing around with lifters, and that's not fun. Hear that? You heard that, right? That's the noise. So I've just finished switching out the VCT cam gear. I didn't really want to film that or anything just because you guys have probably seen it done 1,000 times on YouTube. But for those of you that want to learn, it's really, really simple. You want to put this thing at TDC, and then what you want to do is mark your chain here and here on the 2 dots of the cam sprockets here. Then what you're going to do is get 2 zip ties, one in this hole, one in that hole, lock the chain on here with those 2 zip ties. Then what you're going to want to do is hold the camshaft with an adjustable wrench, zap this bolt off, pull that out, making sure the chain doesn't fall down in there. Just use something to hold it off, like another zip tie or something. Then get your new one, put it on, line the hole up to the mark on the chain, and then torque everything to spec. This is a big one to torque. You got to torque this to like 120 foot-pound of torque. I think the book said 117 foot-pounds, which is what we did, and it was very hard to hold the shifter or the adjustable wrench and do that at the same time, but we got the click in the end, so that's what matters. Anyways, I'm gonna clean this up, put this all back together, and please, please don't have any more top end noise. Just please. I mean, if it's lifters, I don't mind if it's lifters, but please don't be rod knock. Just please don't be rod knock. Got the head cover on temporarily right now with just a few bolts instead of all of them. Start this thing up, see if it makes a noise. Now it is going to probably rattle a little bit at the start just because there's going to be no oil pressure in the VCT gear, but fingers crossed. Still there.
Kinda.
I think it's a lifter. At this point, it has to be a lifter. I feel like it sounds different now. I don't get it. I hate cars, but I love them so much when they just work. I have no idea. I think at this point I'm just gonna hope that Okachan can come out here and take a look at this, or we'll bring the car to him. I'm so annoyed and confused. If any of you guys have any ideas in the comment section, please let me know. Yeah, worst case scenario, it's rod knock and the whole engine needs to be rebuilt and I did something wrong when I assembled it. But yeah, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's just something simple like a busted lifter or something like that, but I don't know. It's like I just got this car running and it felt good and we were ready to go and start turning her up and go to the dyno, and then it develops this noise. And yeah, like feels great on power, but yeah, maybe we have a spun bearing. I don't know. This sucks. We need to crack her open and have a look. I think if If I go through and change lifters and the noise is still there, then I got to take the oil pan off and check. It's something to do, I think, with number one cylinder, like in this area of the engine, because if you guys watched at the start, when I unplug this coil pack, it goes away. So, doesn't look good. That generally means it's rod knock. I hope it's not. So things are escalating. I'm in the process of starting to take out the cams. I did a bunch more diagnosis on this when I had the engine running. And even when unplugging coil pack 1, it's actually still there. You just gotta rev up the engine a tiny bit and you can still hear it. Now the only other thing I could think of is lifter or chain guide. I looked all the way down there and I don't see anything wrong with the chain guides. They look perfect and fine. That was very hot. So I think it's a lifter. SRs are renowned for this issue. I'm sure actually that over time, if I just kept driving it like this, it would go away, but I want to confirm that it's a lifter. If this goes away after rebleeding the hydraulic lifters, then I know it's not rod knock and I feel better about myself and I know that I didn't destroy the engine anymore. Because if it is rod knock, it's better to catch it earlier than later, right? If it is rod knock and the crank's not too badly scored, we could be able to just throw another bearing in and Bob's your uncle, good to go. But obviously I don't want to shoot a rod out the block and destroy this thing. So you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm gonna go through, remove the cams. I've got everything at TDC right now marked up. Oh! And I'm gonna keep just, working at this. We're gonna pull the lifters out. We'll pick up the camera when I start bleeding them and I'll show you guys how to bleed lifters for an SR20 because I'm sure some of you guys have the same ticking noise and you're freaking out about the same issue, wondering if it's rod knock or not, just like I am. So, being paranoid, it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. So anyways, time to take the cams out.
A few moments later.
The SR is definitely making this feel emotional. Literally, we're at the blood point right now. My finger is pissing out. We're probably at the sweat part as well. The tears part, hopefully that doesn't come. That comes if there's rod knock. I'm happy with blood and sweat. In the process of bleeding every single lifter. I've had a couple that had a lot of air in them. So this is a really you're supposed to do this like when you build your SR, take anything apart in the head, change cams, you should really just do this. It's a good idea to bleed your lifters, get all the old gunk out of it. Like you can just see all the old crap that's coming out of these. And all you have to do is get like your smallest Allen key that kind of fits in this hole at the top. And you just kind of, you'll feel it in there and it like engages and gets the lifter moving and helps you bleed it. And you can just see all the crap like pumping through it and being sucked out. And that's what you want to do. Do that a fair few times. Get all of the air out, and then you just want to check by pushing down. If it pushes down, you know it's broken. All right, for now, I'm going to try and get as much oil off these gloves as possible. Hold it all up. Drop it in the head. Back in its place there. Okay. And move on to the next one. And repeat the process. I'm pretty happy. I think that was like a world record for me to take cams out and back in an SR with everything timed correctly and all good to go. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Definitely on my way to knowing these engines even better than I did before, that's for sure. Especially after getting that SR running in Okinawa too. Had to do the same thing like multiple times, taking the cams in and out. But we should be good to fire this up now and see if that sound has disappeared. And I hope, I pray that it is gone. Now it may be a little loud just because, we've pulled everything out. It's gonna take a while for some oil pressure to get there, but Moment of truth. Still there? It's louder. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Get it going.
It's going. Yeah, I'm like 100% certain it's lifter related. It's better. It's almost gone. It's entirely different sound now, right? It's still there, but I don't know what it is. It sounds better.
Yeah, way better than before.
Way better than before. Still there, see?
Yeah.
It's still there. It's still there after everything we've done. I'm still adamant it's not rod knock. Right? I don't think this is rod knock. I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comment section. It could be that maybe my chain guide is broken or something's happened in the guide section of the chain. I don't know. I've got to keep diagnosing this though and figure it out. I don't think it's rod knock. Rod knock just doesn't make sense. Like it just, like I would expect to see when we dump the oil, just like pieces of bearing in there, you know? So, I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think it could be in the comment section. I'm curious. Like I said, leak down test, no problem. Compression test, no problem. We just bled all the lifters. Sure, one of the lifters could be bad. They all bled really well. One of them was full of air actually, like really bad. And after like 30 or so pumps, it stopped getting full of air. So maybe that is a bad lifter, but I don't know. I'm completely stumped. SR things, you know, SR things. I think it's just a noisy, I think it's just like, it's a noisy lifter. These things are known for this. I wouldn't be surprised if after a good bit of thrashing and driving, if it was a lifter, it disappeared. It could just be that something's clogged up in one of the lifters and it needs to break free. Or it's just one of the lifters is entirely bad. I'm ranting on now and I have no idea what it could be. But yeah, it could be rod knock, you know? I could be wrong there. It could be rod knock. But I don't know. So I'm kind of stuck now. I feel like it's like in the front of the engine here. Like it could be like timing chain related or something like that. I checked my trigger kit, it's not tapping or touching that. There's no signs of shavings or anything touching in there. I don't know. But if it is the timing chain guide, then that means the whole front of the engine, including the oil pump, has to come off, which is a bit of a bitch of a job, but still better than an engine rebuild. But yeah, I'm stumped now. I really am stumped. It can't be rod knock, because like, it just can't be, right? Yeah. I hope it's not. This is so depressing. I was thinking we were going to get some kind of closure with this issue. I mean, it did change, right? Like the sound changed, right?
Yeah, it gave us some happiness, just for a few minutes.
Like after we did the valve, like after we did the bleeding, it changed, right?
It did.
You guys, like I'm not insane. It was quieter, right? And it went away, and then it came back.
That was like for a few minutes, seconds.
So maybe I am onto a hunch here. Maybe it is a lifter. Please don't be rod knock. Anyways, there's a lot of SR content probably coming to the channel. I really want to be finished with this and this thing just be perfect and daily driver on the road again, but we keep running into little issues like this, so hopefully it's a little issue. Anyways, I'm sick and tired of working on this for today. I can't believe I like pulled all those cams out in such a fast amount of time. I can't even speak anymore. By the way, anyone who complains about my accent, sounding American, British, Australian, and Canadian, and Japalish or whatever, go check out the latest upload on the SAMMIT Raw channel. If you're not watching that channel, go do it. I explain why my accent is gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse the longer I live in Japan. But anyways, I digress. I'm finished. I'm done working on this car. I'm gonna disconnect the battery. I'm going to just go and have a good day. Go to Daikoku, watch some people do stuff. I don't know. I had the car running for a good like 10-15 minutes just now. Doing the good old screwdriver up to the eardrum test. And it seemed like the noise is coming from this, like something in this corner, which could be still the lifter, or this is contacting with the trigger wheel. But the thing is I didn't see any signs of that from looking from above. So if it is touching, we'll know when we pull this out. Could also just be my chain guides. My chain guide could somehow be broken or something and touching the chain rod. I mean, at this point, like, that's really hot. The other thing is, I put the screwdriver up to the block, no sound. That sounds perfect. So I don't, once again, I'm pretty confident this is not rod knob. I mean, at least I hope. I don't see anything peculiar about this though. No, I see no evidence of this touching it. Well, this doesn't help my problem. Well, I gotta keep going over everything and check until I find what the issue is. It's not this. Well, I'm going home for today. I'm gonna think about this with a fresh brain, but it literally sounds like it's in this corner. It could still be that, like that lifter there, but when I put the screwdriver up to the block, I don't hear it. Only if I put it like here on this part or on that part onto that sensor, I could hear the clicking noise. So. I wish I had a good conclusion to this video. I wish I knew whether it was rod knock or if it was, I mean, at this point, I just want to know what it is. That's what's pissing me off. I have no closure on this, and this is going to keep me up tonight. I guarantee you I'll be thinking about this. Yeah, I don't know. Once again, I'm going to ask you guys, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section. It really doesn't sound anything like rod knock, but, you know, who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe it's something else is wrong with the bottom end assembly. I put it together, so my first ever engine build. And yeah.
Don't worry, Sam! We will fix it!